Good morning guys and welcome back. So today I want to show you some cheap and simple storage ideas for the back of your Jeep. So at the moment this is what I'm carrying in the back of my Jeep on a daily basis. This isn't for camping, this isn't for exploring or anything like this. This is just what I carry every day to work or to the shops, whatever I might be doing. So essential stuff like my son's baby bag, it's got nappies, spare clothes, stuff like that. First aid kit always stocked up of course. We've got a picnic blanket that's always in the back of the Jeep. We've got a small fold out shovel, fire extinguisher and a litre of oil. And at the moment we've got the freedom panels off the front, which I try and do as much as I can because I absolutely love it. But these freedom panels always take up so much room. They're a bit of a pain in the arse, but I love that freedom of having the panels off. It's a great thing that Jeep has come up with. They just take up so much room. Now you can buy a storage bag for these, but they're about $100 $125. So today I want to show you a cheaper alternative to get them out of the way and free up some cargo space, and also to utilize a little bit more space around these areas to get this cargo space back. So also in the back of the Jeep we've got all of my son's stuff, all the stuff you need when you've got a baby. We've got a small portable fan for the hot summer days. We've got a blanket, we've got a changing mat, we've got all his toys. So the first thing I did to free up some space and kind of help my son out was attach a bungee cord from one roll bar to the opposite roll bar on the other side. This way I can hang his toys from them. They're not on the ground, they're not in the way, and they're always on hand for him whenever he wants them. So that's a great solution if you guys got kids. Just a cheap bungee cord with two hooks on it, attached to both roll bars. You can attach anything to them, any toys or anything like that, kind of just keep them entertained as you're out on adventures. So to fix the storage solutions in the back of the Jeep, we've got snap lock containers on wheels. Now there's a few reasons I went for ones on wheels. One, these are a cheaper solution than a drawer system, but you still got the added ability of them being on wheels. You can pull them out and push them back in as you please. Now these ones are a 25 litre container from Super Cheap Auto. The dimensions are 468 by 345 by 265 deep, so they're good size, but not too big and not too small. Good for putting camping gear in or overlanding gear, and they're cheap. Now these were on sale when I bought them at $5 each. They're not going to break the budget, and on full price I think they're $8.25, so still really cheap at full price. Now I also bought 4 bungee cords from Super Cheap Auto in a 4-pack for $15 or $20 I believe. I will leave a link to the stuff down in the description if you guys want to check it out. Now you can go with other brands or stuff that's more convenient to your region. Super Cheap Auto is an Australian brand, so if you might be in America or another country it might be beneficial to look at other options. But Super Cheap Auto stuff does seem to be quality at a very good price. Now I'll just chuck you guys on the tripod. We'll get to the back of the Jeep, clear the mess that we've got in there at the moment out, that way we can make room. I can show you guys how to utilize these bungee cords and the storage containers to the best of the ability to free up a bit more space in the back of the Jeep. Alright, so we've just emptied the back of the Jeep out and we've got so much room with nothing in it, so that's why we're going to be utilizing these sides up here. Now what I normally do is stack stuff up like I've got there, but as soon as you hit the trails they kind of just fall down and you've lost your cargo space again. So we'll be utilising these bungee cords in a minute to solve that problem. But the first thing we want to do is get these freedom panels out of the way. Now a lot of people kind of just slide them underneath stuff and then pack stuff on top of them. But if it rains you kind of want to have access to them to be able to put them on as fast as you can. So the first idea is, well, you can buy one of those storage bags. They've got clips for the back. And I saw that and I was like, that's a great idea, but I don't want to pay that $125 for the bag. So what I do is I run these freedom panels back to back with a towel just separating them. Everybody's got a towel at home, so utilise that towel, and I just run these back to back because these have little pins in them. You got the brackets and the locking plugs and all that sort of stuff, so you don't want those butting up against each other. Also you don't want to damage these. These can easily crack and get damaged and they're quite expensive to replace. So all I do is I put that one facing back and I put that one kind of like the black parts to the black parts, if that makes sense. So with the first bungee cord, all I do is hook it around the headrest there on the first one, or if I can do it. So really simple. And all I do is I grab the other side and I come along to the opposite headrest, and I don't know if you can see that, and loop it around there. Then this will require 2 hands. All I do is grab the bottom and the top, and you can push it all the way back, so you've got you've got all your cargo space back. So normally I would leave that, I used to have that loose until I started utilising these bungee cords, and I couldn't even fit a pram in the back, which kind of made the space a little bit useless. So also with this bungee cord, what I do is I've got my son's lippy bag, or whatever you want to call these. I've just got a Nike bag which was like $5. A lot of people go with like branded stuff or like proper baby bags, but we had this lying around anyway. So what I've done is cable tied a little clip to it. That way I can just clip it onto the bungee cord there, and I've got it hanging in the back. Really simple and easy. You can clip whatever you want to the back of this. That way you're not taking up useful space in the back of the Jeep. So that now brings us back to utilising the space up here. What I'll do, I'll chuck you guys on a tripod. We'll grab a few more bungee cords. We can start making use of all the space that we've got here. As I was saying, we want to make use of all the space here because it's kind of wasted. You can build or buy trays for like second-hand batteries and stuff like that, which is an awesome idea, but they are quite expensive. For a battery tray here is about $320 off Facebook, which is not a bad price. But at the moment we don't need that. We just want to utilise the space here, so we can store stuff like the picnic blanket, the first aid kit, and the fold-out shovel, which is very easy to do. Now with these bungee cords, they can be used together to double the length of them, but in this case we don't need to do that. Now with my Jeep, I do have this runner rack system here that we'll be utilising. You can loop it up to either the back of the headrest there, or to that other bungee cord we had there between the 2 roll bars. Either way is fine. So first thing you want to do is, obviously mine's going to be utilising the runner rack system, is we'll just loop it behind the system like so, and just double that back on each other and just pull it tight. So that way you can pull it tight and it's got a lot of tension on it. So what we'll be doing, the little fold out shovel, which is only $5, which is great, it's got like a little loop, like a little belt loop on it. So what we'll do is just thread that through the bungee cord like so, push it hard to the side, and what we can do is loop that back across the roll bar. So that's attached to there, that's not going to go anywhere, and that's created tension on there. So now we've got the space that we can store the picnic blanket, stuff like that that you kind of want to take out all the time, or you want to use all the time, which is great. So we've got our picnic blanket there, and we've also got our first aid kit as well, and we can just pop down the side like that, and that stuff is not going to go anywhere. I always had issues before I was using bungee cords with, I always used to store stuff there, but it used to keep falling down and into the cargo area. So if you want to have a look now, we've got pretty much everything in. So the next thing we can do now is grab our snap lock containers. So I'll grab our first one, that will be in the back. And I actually I bought 3 of these. 3 fits almost perfect in the back of the Jeep. Now, as I was saying before, they've got these great wheels on the base of them. They've got 4 wheels, and they're actually quite sturdy for the price, which is fantastic. Now this is just a cheaper option than running a set of drawers, and there's a couple of reasons for that. These can be changed out anytime without taking up too much space, and they're lightweight. A drawer system will probably add about 50 to 80 kilos to the back of your vehicle, which is kind of unnecessary weight if you don't need that extra space. I find these very handy. When you're camping, you can just pull them out with all your stuff in it, put them wherever you want, whether it's near your fire, you can put the firewood, you can put your camping gear, camping blankets, first aid gear, recovery gear, whatever you want. The next thing you can do as well, I haven't done it, but as you got the SCA logo there, you can put your own logos on it, whether it be recovery gear, kind of label up each box as you go along. Now I haven't gone that far yet, but that's definitely a good option to keep everything organised and make sure you know where everything is. You can kind of see what's inside them, as you'll see in a second. But I love these have wheels. A lot of the more expensive ones, I should say, actually don't have wheels, which kind of make them a little bit harder. If they're heavy, instead of reaching all the way back, you can just pull them out and then lift it out of your Jeep. So this one will be used for the oil. I might put my recovery gear in this as well. This is great for recovery gear, oil and stuff, that way you're not going to mess up the back of your Jeep, keep everything nice and clean. So when you've got dirty recovery gear, chuck it back in here, put the lid on, and you're good to go. So we'll grab the fire extinguisher as well, pop that in there, and it's freed up all our space. It looks much more tidy, you know where everything is, everything's within view, it's not falling around all the place. And the other thing I like to keep everything nice and secure is if we're in a car accident and stuff like that, I don't want things flying forward and hurting my son at all. It's a lot safer. So, and now we can start tidying up my son's stuff in the back of the Jeep. Now this is all essential stuff when you've got a baby. We've got a fan, portable fan for when it's hot in summer. We've got a blanket, we've got a change mat, we've got a hat, we've got all his toys, we've got socks, and we've also got bags stored underneath the seat. Now Jeep came up with a really neat idea about raising that seat off the ground, as I said before, and we've got all our shopping bags and stuff like that stored in there out of the way, which you can utilise that for other regions if you need to be. So now we can use one of these storage containers, which is pretty much a perfect size. So as I said before, there's about a 25 litre capacity, which is a perfect size to fit behind the passenger seat and the rear seat of the Jeep. So I'll just put you guys on the tripod here and we start cleaning up this mess in the back of the Jeep. So with the stuff, my baby stuff, I'm going to be doing like not essential stuff first, like the fan because it's winter at the bottom, but we still might need it. The blanket going next, fold it up all nice and neat. Hi, he's waving. That's my blanket, Dad. We've got the change mat. We've got the hat, we've got glasses, we've got socks, all going in his little cubby drawer. And then we can pop that in the back of the Jeep. And as I said before, this is a perfect size to go behind the passenger seat and the back seat. So all I did was push the passenger seat forward a little bit. You can wedge that between. And then all you need to do is push the seat back, and now you've got that container locked in, and that's not going anywhere. It's got all the stuff in it. So when we need to know where our stuff is, it's all there for us, and we can pick it out as we go. We've got clothes for him, we've got the changing mat, and we've got a nice blanket for him. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. If you like this video, smash that like button below. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.